whether as a buyer, seller, investor, or renter. And we are coming to you live on Bolly 92.3 FM. Studio lines are open, and the number to call in 877 Bolly 92. That's 877 265 5992. 877-265-5992. So what are you waiting for? Just call us and get on in the program and join us. We're looking forward to your calls. So welcome again, Nagraj. Thank you for welcoming me as well. Happy Sunday. And I wanted to start off this conversation by talking about all of the success stories you've had in this very tough market, right? You've really become something of a brand, helping so many buyers and sellers. And so, what's the secret sauce in all of this? How do you make it happen?
Yeah, thanks, Vijay. Thanks for all the Bay Area listeners today to join in. See, it's success is or like achieving it doesn't come by like overnight. It's all about the experience, right? Experience makes it. These are all the things which I went through personally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is where it makes a standout when I work with any of my clients. Recently, this week we closed two deals. One is in I'm very happy whenever I close the purchase the when buyer represent for a buyer for as lowest price as possible. In
Mm-hmm.
this market also I was able to help my client to buy in a new arc for 520K. Okay, a lot of
Wow.
people complains we can't buy a house for
Yeah.
520K, but I was able to help my client to for purchase for 520K. It was listed for 550. We were able to negotiate lesser than 30K, and we were able to get into a contract. Two
Ah,
bed,
that's
two bath.
unbelievable. 520K is something.
520K, two bed, two bath. People
Whoa.
complain we can't buy a house in under $1 million, but I was
Yeah.
very happy I was able to help my client, right?
Yes.
One more home buyer, they met me also a couple of weeks back. We started with the Livermore journey. We went, I checked in a open house. I was in Italy, but still I came back, checked on the next day. We put an offer, it didn't work out, but next house in the Hayward Hills, like this, they saw a house in Hayward Hills. They called me or 2 days back, we went in quickly on the night because anytime in the Bay Area market, right? Even if the house is sitting from the 30 days, 20 days, right? Sometimes it goes off very quickly,
Just
right?
overnight, it's
It
gone. Yeah.
goes up very
Mm-hmm.
quickly. That's why we should not neglect any homes thinking that is sitting in the market. It might go low or it might stay, right? There are various reasons why the houses might be sitting in the market for longer time. But when you are considering it, that various reasons will it impact for you or not matters.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So we were
Yeah.
able to get into a contract listed for 1.25, able to get it for 1.225, 25,000 lesser. On
Wow.
top of it, we were able to get it for $7,500 seller credit towards a closing cost. 7,500 towards a seller closing cost.
Mm-hmm. So
Right.
there must have been multi offers and everything,
No,
and you got it way below the asking
There was
price also.
no, there were not multiple offers. As I
Mm-hmm.
said, market in some cities or some houses right now, Hayward Hills comparables with 1.25 to higher, more than 1.3 Hayward Hills. But some of the homes, right, because of this buyer getting panicked and everything, right, it stays in the market, and it's always is a sell. It's a mindset of the market. After one week, we don't get an offer,
Mm.
the house going to sit in the market for a longer time unless there are some
Oh.
price adjustments or a tactics we use to get a more offers, right? That's a
Mm-hmm.
barrier, right?
Yeah.
Anything need to sell quickly. If doesn't sell quickly in 1 or 2 weeks, then we are seeing the transitions like to slow it down. But
Mm-hmm.
that is where the experience comes in. How do you pitch in, or how do you sell the house, or how do you represent, or how do you make the changes such that
Yes.
even the sell buyers can come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that example I'll give you out. So
Yeah.
this was listed for 1.25, and we were able to get this wonderful house, I tell you,
Yeah.
close to 2,500 square footage, built up area, 7,000 a lot, close to
Wow.
7,000 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to there, it's kind of a vacation home, basically on top of the mountains, very nice neighborhood and everything, right? We were able to get for
Too good.
1.2 to
Mm-hmm.
30,000, and I have three pending homes for a sale right now. One is in again in the Hayward, we are able to get into a contract for 920K. One in Blossom Hill. The Blossom Hill is like we are in a contract for 1.6, just 100K above the list price. And I have one in a Milpitas. This is fantastic story about the how being representing a seller and knowing the real estate knowledge can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So this house was listed for this is I only listed this house. This was listed for 949K, and I was able to get a buyer in the stock market for a 949K itself because condos have been slowed down. Okay, but after representing it, right, I didn't even represent a buyer there,
Yeah.
but buyer calls me out like, Nagraj, you're such a wonderful, like, like all the mortgage related, because
Mm-hmm.
he was getting an interest rates of 6.75%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
6.75%. So I
Mm.
was able to get him for 5.7, 5.625.
Wow. That's a huge.
5.625. It's an unbelievable price,
Yeah.
interest rate right now in the stock
Mm-hmm.
market, because all
Mm-hmm.
of my clients who is right now closing, people are saying it's 6.5, 6.25, 6.75. I'm able to still get them for a 5.625 with as little as a 10% down.
Whoa. Okay.
As little
That.
as a 10% down.
Mm-hmm.
This buyer, I was representing a seller for this Milpitas condo. I didn't even represent for the buyer. Still, they called me and asked me for the better rate. But since it wasn't since it was like basically it was my property, I was able to get him for a better rates and help him to basically, so that it's finally helping out the people who's involved in the real estate transactions.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's incredible. And so, folks, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Real Estate Roundup, where we give you a bird's eye view of what you need to know real estate wise in the Bay Area, which is, of course, a very tricky market. And it's brought to you by nagrajhomes.com, founded by Nagraj Anaya, and working with closely with so many buyers really gives Nagraj that first-hand knowledge of what buyers really want, from preferred home features to styling to staging preferences. He knows the area like the back of his hand, the right pricing, the latest listings, the ins and outs, you name it, and Nagraj is there. So if you are seeking some advice, some hand holding through navigating your own real estate story, well, he's the person you want to go to. And the way to reach him is nagrajhomes.com. There's a WhatsApp link right there. You can also call him right there. But if you want to get in on this conversation and share with us your experiences in the home buying or selling or investing arena, renting arena, you want to call us now. The number to do that, 877-265-5992. 877-265-5992, and we'd be happy to listen to your calls. And of course, Nagraj is more than happy to help you through that situation. So make sure you call in. Yes, Nagraj. So
Yeah, as I
incredible
said,
stories there.
I
Are
think
you
as I
seeing a
said,
resurgence in the
yeah.
inventory situation as well?
I think before jumping into it, right, I was just telling you stories about how
Yes.
this show is all about the real estate stories, what I personally go through it, right? Like,
Yeah.
so tomorrow I need to hand over the keys. One of the client who bought in a Livermore for a 2.505 million. They had a 15 days rent back, and I'm going to hand over the keys. See, if
Mm.
you look around I'm helping out all around the Bay Area. It's not only one place, depending on their price range, depending on their needs. Yeah, I'm helping out on all the ways around, right? So, you're coming back to your question: are there a price changes right now? Correct. I think that the way is it's being in coming close. It's right now in the May coming down to a June month. Like basically, schools are getting closed and people start looking for a new homes for the next school
Yeah.
year. Right. I think there are some changes happening around there. People, sellers are basically in a hurry coming down. They want to list their homes right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Already I have 3 to 4 contracts. Like basically, people are negotiating to list the homes. My personally, people are reaching out to list many homes because they want to know that they really like think, especially June, July, before July 4th weekend, they want to get sell their homes because they think this is the time. June is the month which actually sells for a higher price. But actually, what I've noticed in April is the time which peaks up, starts picking up. April, May.
Spring. Yeah.
March is the lower in little bit inventory from starting from January starts picking up. I think
Mm.
March we see and April and May. April sometimes spikes up. Last year April was spiking up. This time is kind of because of a lot of other stock market changes and
Yes.
everything. We didn't
Yeah.
see a spike in the April right now still.
Mm-hmm.
we didn't see a spike in the April. I think we were expecting that spike to move in June, July. It's a little bit slower down because as the Trump government just settled down a 100 days thing, right?
Mm,
I think a lot of people lost a lot of money around
yeah,
in 100 days. There were so many changes happening in around. I think once the market starts changing a little bit, we're expecting June, July kind of to go up a little bit more.
I see. So
Okay.
give us your take. Like you said, the stock market turbulence has been quite considerable this past few months or weeks rather. And so making a lot of people put off buying a home. So is that a good strategy or what's your take on that?
Regarding,
Yeah, like the turbulence is scaring off people from
I
making
think
that.
it's always a mindset. It's always a mindset, right? Like always you invest in one bucket or one place, right? That's what it happens. Always you need to diversify your portfolio, look beyond the stocks. Okay. I know there are some people who has done 100%, complete 100% with the stocks. They have
Stocks.
only one house and then completely 100% in the stocks. No, every see we have seen the times where one of the companies were going too high within a couple of years they filed for a bankruptcy 2 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm,
We have
mm-hmm.
seen the circumstances people have lost a lot of money, right? In that one is like you need to come up with a ratio like 70/30 or maybe 60/40. That ratio is like every 60% keep it in the stocks, 40% diversify. I'm not only a real estate, I would suggest venture out into a small business ideas. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one of the business ideas is like maybe a startup, some companies and around, or start some smaller businesses also. The smaller businesses can be do some kind of a restaurant or some kind of, or there are a lot of
Yeah.
franchisee options.
So diversify, spread your risk and spread. But what my question was, does this like the stock market thing, should it scare people off buying a home or not? Should they
No,
still
I think that I'm coming to that. I
Mm,
think so. Diverse should not, but I think people are still buying it. Okay, it is not like you are always real estate investment is like kind of you're scared. You're scared. Okay,
mm-hmm.
but if you're making a one good decision or believing in yourself, that makes a difference for you. So I'll give you one example. Okay, one
Yeah.
of the client bought a property in, this is a commercial property. This was listed for 1.85 million.
Mm-hmm.
Listed for 1.85 million, and I touched upon this story where when they did the phase one, they found out there's an issue with the property. Okay, there's like basically there was a gas station earlier, and there was underneath the tanks, and there were
Yeah.
no story about the tanks being been removed,
Yes.
right?
Mm,
But they did some. They went back to the seller. Seller were very old, and they said, "I don't want to do any more phase two." Phase two is like basically they go more dig in, go inside, and find out the tanks really exist or not,
mm.
right? Seller
Very.
got panicked. Seller said, "I don't move," because there are a lot of times environmental issues. Seller will lose a lot of money in there. Okay, because the clean outs might take a 30 years, 25 years, right?
Yeah.
But buyer made a one good decision, did the research, more decision, like basically go to the city, check all the records and everything. Okay, once he made that decision, he went back to the seller and found out, asked the seller to reduce the price, right? Seller reduced from 1.85 to 1.25 million. 1.25 million, unbelievable 550K reduction.
Wow. Okay.
Unbelievable. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
550 to 600K, because if it's 1.8 it's a 600K, right? 600K
Mm,
reduction because seller didn't want to take any chance on the
mm,
environmental related.
mm,
Reduce, buyer goes into a contract, means buyer basically goes back and buys the property, but buyer did their research, seller didn't want to do their research, right?
mm-hmm.
After he buys, he goes and does the phase two.
Mm. Okay.
There is no tanks underneath.
Whoa. Okay. Shoo.
Who made a 600K in overnight?
Yeah.
Buyer who's a smart enough, right? If
Yes.
you're if you're one of the buyers who got scared on that, you will lose
You
the property, right?
correct.
That is where anytime when you look at the property, look at the potential what you're looking in. That is very, very important. Like
Mm,
especially a second property or the investment properties,
mm,
open up your mind, broaden up. Don't think that property should be everything ready,
mm.
right? I think we'll take a quick break, come back, and I'll discuss more on the other investment strategies and how do you plan for the investments, because I want to touch upon the stock diversify. Let's take a quick break, Vijay.
Yes, let's take a break. And while we're doing that, please keep your questions coming in. The number to join us, 877-265-5992. We'll see you in a few. Join us soon. Take care.
You've got a job, but no house. Savings, but no equity. A family, but no backyard. Even your favorite Zillow listing, but no approval. Realtor Nagaraj Anaya, your trusted Bay Area real estate expert, will help you, whether you're a first-time buyer, investor, or here on a visa. From buying and selling to mortgage solutions, Nagaraj Anaya has you covered. Call 858-880-4577. That's 858-880-4577 or visit nagarajhomes.com. Find the home that fits your future.
Welcome back to the show. Myself, Realtor Nagraj, and I am talking to Vijay Lakshmi. We are discussing all about the real estate needs. If you have any questions, do give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 Bali 92. Vijay Lakshmi, just talking about the things what we are discussing. We had
Yes.
600K overnight, right? They didn't make it overnight. There was a research involved.
Yeah. It's an intelligent
So that is
decision.
where the
Yeah.
research needed. I think I'll give you
Mm-hmm.
one more example, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
see,
Mm-hmm.
one of the client called me and they told me, Nagraj, I'm going to buy a property in Los Angeles, right? With Airbnb business involved.
Mm.
The price is for 1.5 million.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They said like we are always the Airbnb is an 100% occupancy with the business they're selling it for 1.5 million. I just quickly checked around the property details. That property even doesn't cost you 1.1 million,
Whoa.
right? Because it's
Okay.
right next to a freeway. That
Yeah.
neighborhood sells for a 1.1 million.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
And even you put a 100K for the Airbnb, it's not even worth that much,
Yeah.
right? That is why talking, see, you always don't think about uh, always talk to the expert that will
Yeah.
use you, because that is where I come into a role, because I
Yes.
myself have diversified into all each and every businesses. So
Mm-hmm.
I know each and everything what's happening in around so that I can guide them. I just quickly checked around. No, it doesn't make any sense out of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's 1.1 100K for Airbnb, still it's not even worth,
Yeah.
right?
So don't
Because
blindly go into it. Do the research and,
do the
talk to
I
the
think
subject matter
talk
expert.
to the experts matters always. Don't
Mm-hmm.
be hesitant to ask any question.
Very true.
Always you're going out, you're giving out the commission also, but if you can make a money out of it, that is more than beneficial than the 2.5%. That's a headache. Because these are all the exact, this is not at all, these are the real stories
Yeah.
which I'm
This
telling.
is
This
what you're
show is
seeing on
all
a
about
day-to-day basis. Yeah.
this show is all about building your wealth, right? Or a
Yes.
knowledge gives you a wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you have the wealth, knowledge, right? But again, the second things on the knowledge, that knowledge will help you out to make it smarter decisions, right?
Yes.
See, most of the people are hesitant to make decisions because they don't have the knowledge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Once you have the knowledge, you make a decisions better. Why
That's
you
true.
always like basically see always when you make anything investments or anything, right?
Yeah.
I keep telling them cherish the memories, cherish the, because there should be an experience for yourself. If you don't even try it out, there's not even experience. After you bored ho gaya 60 years 75 years, you are not even tried. What the stories you are left over to
Yeah.
tell to your grandkids or something,
Grandchildren.
right? आपको एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए,
Yeah.
राइट? एक्सपीरियंस कहाँ मिलेगा? आप ट्राई आउट करेगा तो, राइट? ट्राई
Uh,
आउट नहीं करेगा, कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा आपको.
yeah. Yeah. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
See, it
So you have to do.
starts. See, people says like you invest, like start with something smaller investment.
Yeah.
Build a dream. Dream is very important for yourself.
Yeah. So,
So
but the question comes, is buying an investment property in the Bay Area even possible today?
it's possible. I just gave
Yeah.
you examples, right?
Yeah.
So see, it's possible, but again, what is your threshold level? Right? How
Yeah.
do you diversify?
Hmm.
Okay, putting you already own your home, correct?
Yeah.
Giving out to, because some of them are locked even for 1.5, 2%, 2 to 2.5. The better decision is like maybe if your first house is not satisfying your requirements, rent out. That
Hmm.
makes your investment property. Start from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Uh-huh.
that you look for because right now the rates, as I said, is a 5.65. It's almost the double. So monthly payments are double.
Yeah. Right.
Even the prices have gone up.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
prices are not the same as what used to be 5 years or 10 years. But
Yeah.
when you do an investment, you should be clear what you are buying for. Are you buying only for rental purpose? Are you buying for a business purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming down to the business purpose, I touched upon small businesses, a few businesses and around. And
Yeah.
one more business a lot of people needs to consider is the old age kids.
Oh,
That is
okay.
going to be boom, especially a lot of age olds are coming in around in across the US.
Yes.
There are a lot of franchises available around for the even for like training for the old age kids or like basically home based also, right?
Hmm.
So some of the franchises are basically they give you a training where you can hire the nurses and you can place the nurses across the homes around for the or the clients basis. The second thing is like home based, right? A lot of, I think I did touch upon this and also earlier, like where you can buy an investment property, run 3 to 4 rooms around and basically rent it out for the old age stuffs. Again, everything comes with no risk, no basically no gain,
No,
right?
yeah,
So
no
you
risk,
need
no
to
return.
nothing.
Yeah.
I think I keep telling on that one also. We are also born with a risk itself, right? Nothing
Yes,
comes down, right?
that's
So
true.
think
But
a
you're
lot.
right, aging is a huge, potential, I mean,
Yeah,
problem in the Bay Area as people are aging out here.
yeah.
So how do you get that?
Because
But that is a
first
great
generation are
suggestion.
going out, new
Yeah.
generations are coming in around, right? The first generation is I'm talking about these Asian generations are the people who moved around some time back. For them, they need a staying. For them, they need an Indian based maybe or an
Yeah.
Asian based, community based,
Yes. Right. All key, very key,
right?
critical.
So you need to plan for. And yesterday I was talking to one of them. Also, they works for the medical purposes, right? Like they were also telling me like there's a lot of research going on in that one also.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I would suggest to anyone who is listening to this, talk to the people around, try to see the solution problems around, right? Always, I would suggest look for a problems, and that will give you the solutions.
Yeah.
And investment also is something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look for the problems. What problems do you want to solve?
Yes, that has the
That problems
potential.
will give you, don't go blindsided. Somebody said, I want to buy in Roseville for 550K, that 4,000. Oh, chota mota hai aapko. Like, that's basically gives you $500 and you're depending on something else, that property appreciation uska bare mein, right?
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
one way. And something else I'm talking about is think something bigger also.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Very good advice right there. And
Always
folks,
you
if you're
should.
joining us, that is Nagraj Anaya, the founder of nagrajhomes.com, subject matter expert on the Bay Area real estate. He's bringing a wealth of knowledge, as you can tell, on local communities, on local potential and current market conditions, home buying, selling process, everything. So if you are thinking of buying or selling in 2025, give him an absolutely no obligation call to discuss your options. He's more than happy to listen to your plans and offer his considered opinion. And to do that, all you have to do is to go on to nagrajhomes.com. And there also is a WhatsApp option right there. And if you
I'll
haven't, yes, go ahead.
Since you said WhatsApp, I just started a WhatsApp channel also. I just
Oh,
started. Okay, if
oh,
somebody wants to subscribe to WhatsApp channel, do subscribe for the WhatsApp channel, Nagraj and Naya, and subscribe for my YouTube channel. Before we run out of time, we have a couple of more minutes, which Lakshmi I would like to touch
yes.
upon by the open, like new listings which is coming
Yeah.
in. I have
Mm-hmm.
a 3 bed, 2 bed condo coming up in 801 South Winchester Boulevard. It's a great starter community if somebody is looking for under 900K. आपको स्टीफंस क्रीक जाना है, if you want to go to all this shopping mall, this is the place.
Central. Mm-hmm.
Central,
It's,
this is the
yeah.
place they should not miss out. If somebody wants something start very close to the all the offices and everything, it's going to be listed in 1 or 2 weeks. 801 South Winchester Boulevard. Look around that community. It's a gated community, awesome place with a balcony, 3 bed, 2 bath, going to be listed for 900K. And I have one more listing in San Ramon right now, 2 bed, 2 bath. It's again, it's around 770K. Seller is willing to pay for even for 2 years of HOA. 2 years of HOA.
Wow.
That is also great place for San Ramon. We have a listings in around San Ramon Mountain House.
Mm-hmm.
My brokerage has one in a Mountain House, one is in a Lathrop, and one is in San Ramon. So we cover in each and everything in the Bay Area, starting from South Side, North or East, West, anywhere.
End to end. Mm-hmm.
Anywhere, आपको anytime, any investment in the Bay Area real estate or in the California,
Yeah.
just making any decision, do reach out to me. It's a free consultation, so that I can give you an advice, or like throw you on some pointers, so that it makes you a better decisions when you're doing a real
Yes.
estate.
Yes.
Always when the real estate, talk to the, always
Yeah.
talk to the
Don't take this
experts.
decision lightly. And
Talk to the experts, because that stories or that real life experiences makes a difference when you're doing a real estate investment.
yes,
Thank you so much for
absolutely.
listening
Absolutely.
today. Have a wonderful day out there. Thank
Thank you,
you.
folks. Have a wonderful week ahead, and we'll see you again next Sunday at 12:30 p.m. only on Bolly 92.3 FM.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
John. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.